Hi, welcome back. Those of you who don't know me, my name's Kay Ross from Kay Ross Biz. Now, I've already done a video, and I hope you've looked at it, about some of the things to think about when you start presenting. Today I wanted to take it a bit further. I've had some questions about, Kay, that was really good, I really like what you talk about, but I want to know how to talk to the audience. Now, my number one point for that is to know your audience. Who are the people that you're talking to? Now, this is whether you're talking to a group of people, whether you're at a conference, or whether you're online in your Facebook page or your YouTube channel or whatever. Who is your audience? Now, as soon as you get clear about who your audience is, ask yourself, well, why are they listening to me? Why are they here? What is it that your audience wants from you? Now, I know for me, when I'm doing these videos, the reason I'm doing this is that my audience is usually women who are scared about doing presentations. They're usually business women. They're usually women in single or solo businesses, and they realise they need to get out there, talk at their local Probus or Toastmasters group. They need to get online and have some YouTube videos or Facebook channel videos. Doesn't matter. Those are the women that I'm talking to, because I know that those women need some strategies and tips on how to engage their audience. So let's say let's pretend that I didn't do my homework. Okay, and here you are, you're a businesswoman, you've tuned in, you want to know about how to engage your audience, and I start talking about school children. And I talk about how to get kids to sit still in class. And I remind you that kids have a attention span of 2 minutes. Now, if I start on that, it might be a good video, but it's not for you. It's for school teachers. So if I want to keep you watching me, I've got to give you information that you can actually go away and use. I want at the end of this video for you to say to yourself, wow, I now know what to do about this, this, and this. So, how to engage your audience. Know who your audience is and talk to them. Talk to them as if your audience is right in front of you, if you've got the camera going. If you're in a group, I always look for a friendly face. I look for a friendly face, usually in the middle of the row, 3 or 4 rows back, and I sort of picture them. I don't laser in on them because I don't want them to think they've got a spotlight on them. But if it's a friendly face and they're nodding and they're awake, to me, that's their bonuses. That's what I look for. The other thing I remind myself about the audience is that they don't know as much as I do, because guess what? I've done the preparation, I've got the experience, I've got the skills, so I brought them all here, and the audience doesn't know as much as me on this particular topic. Otherwise they wouldn't be here, would they? Other thing I will say about engaging your audience is ask questions. And when I'm talking about asking questions, I'm talking about open-ended questions. So I might say, if I was doing a live talk, I might say to the group, okay, what is the number one thing that you want to get from this talk today? If it's online, I'll say to you, what is the number one thing you want? Please comment below or in the chat box or however we're doing it. So get the audience thinking, because the more that you can get the audience thinking, the more they're engaged, because they're thinking about what you're talking about. You don't want them thinking about what they're going to cook for dinner tonight or what's on the shopping list. You want them to be thinking about the topic. So throw in some questions. Be personal. Tell the audience a little bit about yourself. Now, in my last video, I talked about the first time I ever had to give a talk, and that was in front of a group of student nurses. Since then, I've talked at conferences and workshops and trainings all over the world. Now, one of the things I always do is tell the audience a story about me. I do like using humour, but I always use the humour on me, not on somebody else or another group, because I don't like that. I don't want to offend people. So I will tell stories about my journey, in this particular case, about my journey in presenting. And I can remember, I have lots of stories. And as I'm chatting to you today, one of the stories is when I first started presenting, I was doing a course on presenting, etc. And again, it was somebody sitting in the room with a a clipboard making notes about how I was doing, and that's, you know, a little bit scary. But that's okay, and I had a group of people there, and I walked in, and by now we did have PowerPoint, so I had my USB and the computer was set up, and I'd actually been in earlier, made sure that it all worked. But what I found was I turned the projector on, and guess what? The light bulb blew. And I did not have the time to try and run around the building trying to find another globe, because I had this woman sitting here marking me. So I thought, okay, what do I do now? So luckily I had a hard copy of my presentation, and I said to the group, look, we're all probably sick of PowerPoint by now, and they're nodding. So I said, let's have a chat about what was on the slides, and this will give us the opportunity to actually, for you to ask me more questions. And they're nodding, and I thought, okay. So I had the hard copy. I glanced down those occasionally just to make sure I covered all the information, and I got through the session without the PowerPoint. So my number one tip for that is always be prepared. I always have a hard copy of my PowerPoint slides with me. I was in another situation where the power went out. We had a blackout. Now, luckily it was a bright sunny day and they could still see me, and we kept on talking without the PowerPoint. So PowerPoint's wonderful, but don't bank your life on it. Always have a backup. So take-home message from this session is be prepared to plan, know your audience, talk to your audience, and have a great time. Again, practice and plan are your number one strategies. So just to remind you, Kay from Kayros Biz. If you like this video, please click on the thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.